I'd love you to describe the transportation future that you see, and then we'll ask the other legislators to also do the same thing. So very briefly, what's the future that you see?
The future of transportation is based and built on key decisions, big decisions that were made in the past. And who knows what's going to happen in the future. We have to expand out and build transit. And we have a vision for how that's going to be deployed, connecting bikes, walking paths and trails and things like that, so we can get around in a multi-mobility type of framework. The other thing that we need to be aware of and work on is, what are we going to do with our air corridors? We know we have parcel delivery starting already. Small parcel. You're going to have large parcel delivery. You're going to have air taxis, and in the future you will have roadable vehicles and things where you'll have, going into the Jetsons here, we have to prepare for that, and you'll see a number of bills in that. So we have been building on the past. Those are the things that we need to look forward to in the future.
Senator, I love the Jetson-esque, and I keep attending public policy discussions where they talk about Brigham Young and they talk about the Jetsons. I think that's pretty interesting, the past and the future.
What did Brigham Young do when he first got into the valley? He made a grid system. He made the roads wide. He made it easy to connect. And I think you forget that as we move away from the center of the city and go to other places. But we need to be able to say, we need to continue the grid system, have arterial roads, the little connectors between the cities as we grow together.
As I was listening to the governor speak, when we finished I-15 in 2001, we were actually criticized by some for saying, why did you build 10 lanes? We will never fill 10 lanes. And yet today, we more than fill 10 lanes, right? And so the governor charged us with finding a creative solution to the I-15 problem prior to the Olympics. Those solutions then helped the department, I think, launch into what has been a series of innovations. And Carlos's leadership, John Nord before him, they were able to carry that forward. What I see as one of the major keys to our success was that we had absolute support from the governor. We had a great partnership with the legislature. And so as technical professionals, Andrew, Carlos, myself, if you have that kind of partnership and support, then the kinds of solutions that we had to implement 20 years ago were possible, but now then the solutions that need to be implemented today are also possible. Mm-hmm. Same partnership, same technical experts, but with the support of the elected officials.
I think a couple of the lessons learned that came out of that is you need to tell people why we're doing something. You need to be able to give them a future window into when it's going to be done. Mm-hmm. And you have to be very clear about you're going to get it done in that period of time.
Land use itself has to be a strategy for how we can absorb our growth. How and where we grow is just as important as our transportation investment. And you can see this in other communities around the country, and I think we're doing a great job of it now in Utah, is creating and enhancing city and town centers. These are walkable places where people can live and work and play, because these are great opportunities to absorb growth. It's not about telling people how to live, but we also have to recognize that we have to provide these options for people. So respond to the market, provide housing choices, and provide transportation choices. And in so doing, we can more effectively absorb growth in these city and town centers that people want to live in.
As we look at the growing use of AI and technology in moving people, for example, we're going to see driverless vehicles very soon. What is the role of government in that, and how do we plan for infrastructure? We need to also look at high-speed rail, right? We've talked about that here in Utah. We haven't moved yet, but we're seeing that happen in states around near us.